It's Great Britain versus the United States of America. Thomas the Tank Engine versus Thomas the Yank Engine. Which of these top-rated toy trains in the UK and USA will win in a test of style, strength and sheer power? The Hornby Thomas the Tank Engine is sold in the UK and as such conforms to the general look of the models sold there. The box is blue with clear and colourful Thomas and Friends branding. The model can be seen through a plastic window, albeit only one side. The Hornby box opens with a flap at either end, allowing the polystyrene tray with the model to be slid out. It's a robust box, which keeps the model very snug and safe from damage. The square shape aids stacking on shelves in stores. Now for the Americans packaging. The all-plastic container is shaped around the model and designed to be hung from pegs in a store. The model is able to be seen quite easily for examination, so checking for damage to models is much easier. However, it's not possible to open the packaging without making it unusable, so unlike the Hornby box, which can be reused, this Bachmann packaging is going straight in the bin. With the two models side by side, the difference in size is clear. British model trains are made to a different overall scale, known as 00, and in the States, HO is king. In a somewhat ironic twist of fate, the British model towers over its American counterpart. The size of the flags are made to 00 and HO scales respectively. Now for the aesthetics. We must remember that Hornby and Bachmann have had two different sets of design criteria. Hornby's aim was to produce the Thomas range as close to the actual engines, and Bachmann's was to replicate the models used originally in the television series. At first glance, the thing that strikes me is the look of the face of the Hornby Thomas model. It is an almost perfect representation of that used in the television series. The only thing different are the notches in the pupils of the eyes. The Bachmann face, on the other hand, seems to have missed the mark by quite a bit. It barely looks like Thomas and lets down the look of the whole front end, which is otherwise perfect. The two models are almost polar opposites in their design choices. The Hornby Thomas has a heavier mechanism and traction tyres, whereas the Bachmann Thomas is spot on in size for the TV series model, but extremely light. Both models feature separately fitted items such as buffers, whistles and lamp irons, but the dummy hook on both are rather poorly designed, the Bachmann Thomas especially. One notable aspect the Hornby Thomas has over the Bachmann Thomas is a standard tension lock coupling at either end, allowing the Hornby Thomas to pull trains forwards or backwards. The Bachmann Thomas can't do this as the running plate height is too low at the front, a problem well documented with the TV series model. The printing of the red lining and numbers on both are excellent, however the blue on the Hornby Thomas is too dark in shade overall. This is due to the colour of the plastic used, and the running plate suffers as a result because it is the same colour. The Bachmann Thomas has the proportions, size and colours absolutely spot on, which makes the strangely designed face all the more a shame. However, it has a trump card up its sleeves. While in motion, a clever gear mechanism makes the eyes move from side to side, adding more life to an already well-finished model. Now for the test of strength. Each model has to pull a train of coaches, the standard coach being used for this test, the ubiquitous Hornby Mark I coach. The weight of one Hornby Mark I coach is 140 grams. To compare, the Hornby Thomas weighed in at 140 grams and the Bachmann Thomas at 90 grams. I tested the two models and counted the number of coaches each model could pull easily. The Hornby Thomas was happy pulling 11 coaches, that's 1,540 grams, well over 1.5 kilograms, while the Bachmann Thomas was left struggling with 5 coaches, that's 700 grams. The Hornby Thomas clearly won this round, pulling over 11 times its own weight. The Bachmann Thomas roughly pulled 8 times its own weight. The question that has to be asked, was the Hornby Thomas better due to its weight or the traction tyres on its centre wheel set? Would the Bachmann Thomas have done better with traction tyres? Now for the final test, a test of speed. Each Thomas will be timed speeding around the Copley Hill circuit, the winner putting in the fastest time. So it's time to hand them over to our tame engine driver. Some say he has coal for hands, and that he has rivets for toenails. All we know is, he's called the Hat. First is the Hornby Thomas, and he's away, flying down Stevens Straight into Gadwall Bend, thundering down Backlot Lane, and careering into Audrey Corner, and across the line. Now it's the turn of the Bachmann Thomas, and they're off. Hat has his work cut out for him. They're into Gadwall Bend, Backlot Lane taken, and now they are flying into Audrey Corner, And across the line. Now for the times. The Hornby Thomas completed the circuit in 10 seconds exactly. The Bachmann Thomas did it in exactly 11 seconds. The Hornby Thomas wins it by a single second. The Hornby Thomas is the fastest round the Copley Hill circuit. Now finally the price. This could be the decider. The recommended retail price for the Hornby Thomas is 47 Great British pounds and 39 pence. That is a whopping $75.83. The recommended retail price for the Bachmann Thomas was $45 exactly, which comes out at £28.13. The Bachmann Thomas has less power, less speed, a strange looking face, but has better overall looks, moving eyes, and is sheer value for money compared with its UK counterpart. But which would I buy? Sorry America, but there's something about that Hornby Thomas that just wins it. It doesn't have moving eyes, and it isn't even the right shade of blue, but it looks and feels like Thomas. It's got character, and that counts for more than anything. Until next time, thanks for watching, goodbye.